Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 200 series Lexus LX570. Now, this is a totally new car to the channel, so I'm very excited to introduce it. It's replacing the 100 series Toyota Land Cruiser that I had in previous videos. That was a great SUV. I did a lot of hauling with it and I had a lot of fun with it, but I think this is going to be a really good upgrade, so let's go and check this thing out. The 100 series Toyota Land Cruiser and Lexus LX570 ended production in 2007. In 2008, this was the car that replaced it, the 200 series Lexus and the 200 series Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser and the Lexus are basically identical, different headlights, different taillights, different wheels, but not really all that much that's different. These cars are absolutely amazing, a true departure from the 100 series, no more timing belt, and actually a brand new engine, a 5.7 liter V8, which is the same engine that's found in a Toyota Sequoia, Tundra, as well as this car. Let's go inside, check it out, and do a nice little walk around of it. Coming to the side profile of this car, you can really see just how tall it is. This is not a small SUV by any means. It's definitely a full-size SUV, very, very capable off-roader, and it sits pretty tall as well. Just take a look at all this glass, these huge windows. This car is all about exploring and adventuring, while at the same time delivering a really nice luxury performance. Coming to the rear of the car, you'll notice some really nice taillights, namely these beautiful LED taillights. These look actually really nice. I'm a big fan of these taillights over the taillights on the 200 series Toyota Land Cruiser. I just think these look a little bit nicer. And if those taillights weren't enough, check out this tailgate. You have a very nice power tailgate, albeit it's a little slow. You can push it up a little bit, and we have a nice slow tailgate that comes down here that we can sit on, just like in the old 100 series. Now, this is where this car and the 100 series definitely become a little bit different, and let me show you why. With the Lexus variant of the Land Cruiser, you actually have a power third row, which is amazing for 2008. Let me show you how this thing works. It comes down just like so. Now, we can just pull up on the seat, lock it into place, and put the headrest up. It's that easy, that simple. Just like that, you can get your other seat down, but pretty simple setup if you ask me. And then this little guy goes right there, and there you have it. And still, you still have a little bit of trunk space right there, but the real trunk space comes obviously when you put these back up and put them to the side, and then you actually have some serious room. Looking at this rear, you're gonna notice a lot of things, namely a power tailgate button right here, which is pretty cool. And then something that's actually kind of cool is this little hidden storage. So you can unlock these right here on either side of the car, just like this. Give them a light pull, and that's actually where the toolkit is on this car. And on the other side of it, you have storage. I just have some trailer connector stuff back there, but some nice hidden storage definitely helps. And to lock this hidden storage, just turn it around like that, and there you have it. And then this closes. You can press your power tailgate, and that comes right on down. Pretty easy. Now, in the back seat, this car gets pretty nice. Let me show you. This car has just about every option you could want, aside from having TVs in the rear. Here, let me show you why. So this car is equipped with the Mark Levinson sound package, which is a big deal. Take a look at that. The car sounds amazing. In addition to that, the rear seats are heated and cooled. Again, a very, very nice touch. The leather's just gorgeous to the touch. But here's the big thing though. Not only do you have amazing climate control and the heated seats back here, but you do have power seats. Look at that. Very nice. Same for that seat as well. And these seats do fold forward if you want them to, just like this. And they come flat. So you can definitely get a lot of good storage out here. So it really isn't too bad in this car. Again, very, very nice wood finishes as well all throughout. Every single surface just looks great. And you have ashtrays as well, in case your kids want to smoke. Once more, while we're in the back seat, let's just take a look at the climate control. You have 2 modes of heated seats. You have individual climate settings, and you have fan speeds, which look pretty good. Definitely like it back here a good bit. And again, very nice visibility all throughout. But in this car, you're probably going to be spending a lot of time in the front seat. So let's go and check this thing out and go through all of the amazing things that this car has to offer on the inside. To the left right here, we have our headlight cleaners, and then we have our mirror controls, and then right there we can also dim our gauge cluster there, which is pretty cool. And then the odometer and trip computer reset. Coming down beneath there, we have our 115 volt socket, which is pretty cool. And then we have our tailgate, which also opens up there. And that right there is for our power steering wheel, which we can adjust as such, which is pretty cool. The wood in here is also just gorgeous. The dashboards don't seem to crack on these cars as well, which is nice. But yes, beautiful wood all throughout. Seats are just gorgeous. In addition to that, we have the parking brake, just like the old 100 series, but unlike the 100 series, take a look at all of this. The truck rides around in high 4 all the time, and there's 3 different speeds you can toggle through. And then the truck can also go up and down. You have very good suspension in this car that allows the truck to move. Right now, we're in the normal setting, and right there, that switch just allows you to alternate between sport and comfort. Right here, we have a nice little charging socket. And that's an auxiliary cord that you can use to play music with. And if you don't want to see it, you just shut it like so. This is not a wireless charger, but it would be great if it was. But yes, very, very clean. Quite nice in here. And you have heated and cooled seats, driver's side and passenger side. Let's get in the car and start it up. Here we go. Immediately, I think you'll see that the steering is really light on the car, very straight, and the car just has effortless power. 383 horsepower, a little over 400 pound-feet of torque. Really healthy numbers, nothing too crazy, but really good V8 power and acceleration. Feels great on these back roads as well. In addition to that, we have a really nice gauge cluster that I think is aged pretty nicely. This is a 2008 car, but I think the only thing that really makes it look so much older is probably that little display in the middle there. Just a little pixelated, but one less thing to fail, as the Land Cruiser enthusiast would probably say. And right there you can see the GPS on it. Very simple, straightforward as well. There's all of our climate control functions. We can press all this stuff, climate. We can control our fan speed using the touchscreen. We can lower it as well. We can go to our map here as well. Menu, which is pretty cool. Everything works pretty perfectly, and you can control the contrast and brightness on your infotainment. Here you can toggle through FM, satellite, AM, auxiliary, and scan radio. But yes, very simple, very straightforward car. Let's put this back to the map setting and continue our drive. It becomes pretty obvious that the car is just so nice. It takes the roads really well. Very, very smooth ride. And it feels just great. Steering is just so effortlessly straight. And it really is a pleasure to drive. The car has a 5-speed automatic transmission. Shifts really, really smoothly. And one thing that's really nice about this car is just how light the gas and the brake feel. It really does feel like the $90,000 luxury car that it was and still is. Although it's significantly depreciated a good bit. What's amazing is that it still drives, you know, like a really high-end SUV, similar to what you might find with a Range Rover or GLS 580. Here we are at the lake. Just parked in this lot right here, just to go over some of the car's features a little bit more here. You can see just how nice everything is. Something that's really cool about this car is that if you pull this right here, instead of opening the center console, it actually moves it forward here. So this acts as a nice armrest, and you can pull this back right here if the passenger doesn't want it so far elongated. You can also put yours back right there as well. Also, if you open it up, you're greeted by a pretty spacious center console, but it gets better than that. If you pull this out, it goes even deeper, which is really, really cool. Put that right in there. In later models, it became a cooler, but in this car, it does not have that, and that's pretty okay with me. A lot of good space down there for sure. If we just press this right here once, everything should load nicely, and we can go over some cool things in the infotainment. Here's the infotainment right there. We can go onto our audio controls. There's a lot that we can mess with. Treble, mid, bass. You can figure out where you want to distribute it within the car. Again, just amazing for 2008. Go to our setup. We can even control our units of measurement in this car. And the touchscreen is decently responsive as well. Nothing too crazy here, but I like it a good bit. Something that I really like in this car that's actually carried over from the 100 series Land Cruiser is this maintenance button. Take a look at that. Lexus and Toyota, they know just how long these cars are going to last for. So if you want to schedule your next oil change or track the one that you already have, you can enter it right here into this system, which is really, really cool. And if you want to do the same function by miles, say every 5,000 miles, so okay, so in the next 5,000 miles, an oil change will happen. That's really, really cool to see. You do your oil filters, tire rotations, tires, battery, brake pads, just about everything. Very, very cool. Out of all the cars on this channel, I have to say I definitely like this one the best. I'll miss my F350, I'll miss that 100 series Land Cruiser, but this car is just so amazing. There's so many cool little things that it has. It tows 8,000 pounds. I mean, the thing is just as good as any truck I could have bought. So I'm definitely very excited for it. And these things aren't crazy expensive pre-owned too. Not to mention having an amazing stereo, really good technology, a lot of safety controls as well. I definitely think these 200 series Lexus Land Cruiser and Toyota Land Cruiser products are something to look at. Just the value in here alone is enough to make you want to buy one of these. These cars cost almost $90,000 new. I believe this one had a sticker price of close to $87,000. They cost a real fraction of that today, and they're just so, so nice. All these buttons and controls, everything's functional, everything's very easy, straightforward. There's not too much guessing here. You got your cruise control, your wipers, turn signals, everything is just really straight up. Volume controls, display on your steering wheel, even Bluetooth technology. Anyway, I do need to show you guys under the hood of this car because I think that is one of the features that makes this car so nice. And when I was driving it earlier, you guys probably heard just how quiet this car is, and it truly, truly is. And I think that has a lot to do with what's under the hood. If you follow my hand right here, you'll see that we have our engine release right there. So we'll just pop that. Right there is our fuel door, which is pretty cool. All right, let's go and check it out. I'm just blocking the headlights here so that you guys can actually see this car. We'll wait until these things go off. There we go. All right, so let's pop this hood right here. We'll go right through it. And our engine bay is revealed. Let me give you guys a closer look. Underneath the hood of this car, you are greeted, firstly, by lots of good sound deadening technology. Look how nice all this material is. It's really, really thick. I know it doesn't look that way on camera, but it sure is. And then you're greeted by plastic on plastic on plastic. This huge, huge engine cover, all this paneling, all throughout. But you can put your brake fluid in there. Everything is pretty straightforward, but all this stuff lifts off very nicely. But at the same time, it offers a lot of sound deadening technology, which is really cool. And while we're up here, just to show you how amazing the technology was in 2008, look at that. You have a front camera for parking. Isn't that amazing? In addition to a rear backup camera and everything else, this car really just doesn't get better. And if that front camera wasn't enough, take a look at this one located under the passenger side mirror. This one is perfect for helping you park. Take a look at that thing right there. Pretty amazing for 2008. The car just continues to impress. Really, really is good value. I mean, you're not going to find this for, you know, $25,000 to $30,000 in a minivan. This car is also optioned with a roof rack, which is really, really cool. Gives it some nice masculinity. Good little flare there. Coming into it, you'll see just how nice this thing really is. Look at all that. And right here, we have our big off-roading controls, our center locking differential, traction control off, and a plethora of other things that make this car the beast that it is off-road. Anyhow, I know I have not been able to update a lot recently, so I'm sorry about that, but hopefully this video makes your Thanksgiving weekend a little bit more memorable. Now, let's get out in this car and get out of here.